We are back yet with another podcast. It's just me and Ryan Day. Mr. Big D Sizemore is away on business, you could say. And we thought we'd start off this particular installment with SummerSlam coming up Sunday. I'm going to read off the card, and I'm going to make my predictions, and I'm going to let Ryan make his predictions. We'll see if we agree. Sound fair enough, Ryan?
Let's go, Keith.
All right, number one. Cody Rhodes versus Damien Sandow.
Now, there's a briefcase, but the briefcase is not online. But now, as you recall, on the last pay-per-view, Rhodes almost got the briefcase down in the pay-per-view, and Sandow turned on his wrestling part-time colleague and pulled him down, then got the briefcase from the top. And ever since then, there's been a few going on, but I'm going to say that Damien Sandow will win this match, but this feud is far from over.
Oh, so no matter. It's not going to be settled at SummerSlam.
I agree. I don't think so.
I've actually got Cody Rhodes in that one. I think Cody's going to win it. So you've got Damien, I've got Cody. Match number one.
But the feud is not over yet.
But this is just
the start.
This is the start.
Yes.
This is by no means going to settle it Sunday.
Yes. And we'll dig more as the plot line goes on and on. We'll dig more into that match.
Okay, all righty. Number two. The Shield versus Mark Henry and the Big Show.
Is there a tag titles online? Are you familiar with they are?
No, I don't know that.
I like the Shield in that one. They're on a roll right now.
You like the Shield?
Yeah.
You think the Shield? You know, I've actually got Mark Henry and the Big Show in that one. All right, number three, Natalya versus Brie Bella.
I am going with Brie Bella, which I'm not familiar with the Divas anymore. I'm the old school Diva fan, but I like Brie Bella.
I agree. I've got Brie Bella in that one. Alberto Del Rio versus Christian.
I think it's Christian's time to become a world champion if the title's on the line, and I think he'll win it. And this might be his last go around.
Oh, you think so? Really?
Yeah.
This is the big finale for Christian, possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
I'm going to agree. And Christian's going to take this one.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Kane versus Bray Wyatt.
I think it's a fire match is what they call it. And I'm going with Bray Wyatt because, once again, the Wyatts are on roll too. They're gaining steam too, like the Shield.
Like the Shield.
Yes.
You know what? I have to agree with you on that one. I'm going with Mr. Bray Wyatt myself. I am going to take him. Absolutely. Okay. And brings us up to Mr. CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar.
Again, this feud is not over. Whoever wins, it's not over.
Okay.
And I'm going CM Punk, but the feud's not over.
You know, I hate to go against CM Punk. I'm going to go with Brock in this one. I'm like you. This feud's far from over. I think it's going to continue on without a doubt. But I favor Brock Sunday. Just my opinion. I could be very wrong. Dolph Ziggler versus Caitlyn. Dolph Ziggler, Caitlyn versus Big E Langston and AJ Lee.
A mixed tag match. They were former friends.
It is a mixed tag match.
And I'm going with Dolph Ziggler and Caitlyn.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm going with Langston and AJ Lee on that one. All right, that brings us up to number 8, John Cena versus Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan is really hot right now, and I think it's his time to win. But I think either it'll happen there or next night on Raw that Randy will come in and cash it in on Daniel Bryan.
You think so?
I do. I hope not, but I think that's how it's going to play out.
How about John? But you've got Daniel Bryan defeating John Cena.
I do.
You know what? I agree. I think Daniel Bryan is certainly going to beat John Cena. That's just my opinion also. We'll have to see how it plans out. We'll have to actually play back and see who's most accurate. We'll see who's who, I guess. We'll see how it all transpires Sunday. And we would like to also give a special shout out to Mr. Big D Sizemore. I'm going to let him know that we have put up a podcast. And it'd be very interesting to see if he would make us one in reply. And like I said, he's away right now. He's going to have to come back. And he'll be with us tomorrow, as a matter of fact. But maybe tonight he can give us a reply on some of our predictions. Maybe agree, maybe he doesn't. Yeah. And as many of you all know, coming up this weekend, August 17th, is the debut of Fox Sports 1. And UFC's got a big card planned for that. You know, I just can't wait for that. My man Chael Sonnen's back in action against Mauricio Shogun Rua. Ryan, you got anything to add? Are you going to check out Fox Sports 1?
I do, and could they be a threat to ESPN, those Dynasty, as the sports leader? That's the question.
That's the question. I bet you the people at Fox sure hope so.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think so, but ESPN never had really no challenges, though, when it comes to sports on the cable network. They've had it. They've had a stranglehold on it. Maybe Fox Sports and Fox 1 can kind of, increase the competition.
Try to get their foot in the door, basically.
Yes.
Kind of
right.
Help loosen the grip that ESPN's had on the sports world.
And they've had a grip on it, too.
As far as cable networks go. Fox Sports 1, it's going to be very interesting. When do they officially switch over from the Speed Channel to Fox? Do you know that? I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's going to happen, though.
It's going to happen Saturday. Or I'm assuming Saturday. But that's the debut of Fox Sports 1 and UFC. 5 hours of fights. I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a big card. Alistair Overeem, Mauricio Shogun Rua, Chael Sonnen, Joe Lozon. They're just, Uriah Faber. There's some big fights out there, and I'm really looking forward to it.
With Fox having UFC fights, that could really, really put a dent in ESPN's hold on cable, because UFC is very popular now.
It is. I believe that was a smart move. I believe one is going to work off the other. Fox is. I think they'll really make a success of this sports network, and the UFC is a proven success. And the Fox networks are too, for that matter. I think it's a good partnership. I think that they will certainly help each other.
Another thing about Fox, they also have the Super Bowl once they rotate. Every network hosts broadcast Super Bowl.
Yes,
they also get the World Series every year.
They have NASCAR.
And they have soccer too. So
Fox is really in this to win it. I mean, yes. Fox is aggressive. Yes. They're wanting to be there.
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Plus, when you got one network that's got a monopoly on everything, it don't seem right, though. When one network's got a monopoly on everything.
You kind of like to see everything go around a little bit.
Yes.
Not to mention, once Fox Sports 1 comes around, it debuts, you like it. That's not to say that you're not going to turn over and see what's going on ESPN, right?
No, you won't. But ESPN is a 24-hour channel, though. And maybe Fox will have scores like ESPN is at the bottom of the screen. You'll see scores, rolling across.
True. I'm under the understanding that Fox Sports 1 is going to be a 24-hour sports channel.
That's good.
So you're going to have, it'll be interesting. I'm going to be interested to see your take. Will you? So can I count on you to turn it over there Saturday?
Maybe.
So you're not going to commit. You may
watch it, bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, I know you're a channel surfer. I'm not saying you're going to be like me. You're going to sit down and watch the full hours on end of fighting Saturday evening. But will you at least go by? You have the Speed Network right now, the Speed Channel, right?
Correct.
And you will at least turn it over there to see what Fox Sports 1 is all about, right?
Yes.
I would like to be actually watching it the moment that it does, when it becomes, we are now Fox Sports 1.
Yes.
Not to mention, I did like the Speed Channel. I really did. So, but anyway, out with the old, in with the new.
Well, it's about time for somebody to give ESPN some competition.
I agree.
It's overdue.
I agree. So we would really like to hear Mr. Big D Sizemore's reply, if he can give us anything like that, especially about the SummerSlam predictions. I would like to, hear his. All righty, Mr. Farmer, I believe you had some things about high school football that you wanted to go ahead and
we are here in Lexington County High School, in Lexington, Kentucky, the home of Lexington County Eagles. The home of Mike Whitaker and Tim Couch and Hobie Hayes and Freeland Eastep and all those great players, and Greg Couch and Johnny Lash, so we can talk about Lexington. This is Lexington.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. It's all yours, man. The mic is yours. Go right ahead, Mr. Farmer.
Football is big in Lexington County. If you look at the tradition down through the years, they've had a great tradition of football here in Lexington County.
Yes, sir.
And this year they're going to start their season against Harlan Independent over at Harlan at the Joe Gilly Field. They're going to cross Pine Mountain, play Harlan, not Harlan County, Harlan Independent.
The Green Dragons.
And that's a winnable game for them. Very winnable game for Lexington County. They can win that game.
They should go in there feeling confident
Yes, they should.
that they can go into Harlan and take a victory.
Yes, they can. Then the next week, August 30th, they play Knott County Central. It's at home, their first home game. And that's another winnable game for Leicester County.
So at this point, you thinking it's very possible they'll be 2-0 at
Yes.
this point in the season.
And maybe 3-0 because they got Morgan County. That could be a tricky game, though.
Does Morgan County present more of a problem than?
The other two, yes. Indeed, they
Is
do.
it not Central, you say, and
County.
Not County
And Harlan
and Harlan Independent?
Correct.
So Morgan County presents more of a challenge.
Yeah. Then they got North Laurel September 30th at home. And that could be even bigger challenge in Morgan County because North's got a lot of good players coming back. And they,
Who you got in that game, Mr. Farmer?
I know, sir. I ain't going to pick no prediction in that game.
Really?
I'm afraid that's a tricky game. It could be a tricky game. Les King could come out fired up, inspired.
So, in your opinion, will they have to play at their top to beat
They
them?
will. Yes, they will.
Because North Laurel is
And they're physical. They're going to have to be physical to beat
Really?
Laurel. They're going to have to be physical.
okay.
Mercury Central, September 20th, I'm sorry, they play Mercury Central away, and that's a very winnable game. That should be a cakewalk.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
So that should be another one in the win column
Right.
at this point in the season. Where you got them at?
I got 'em
Possibly
at 3,
4-1, possibly.
probably 4-1 or 3-2. In that,
Either way.
Either way. Clay County, they're county rivals. We're neighbors, ain't we?
Yes,
Clay-
sir.
They come to Hyden for a September 27th game. And that's going to be another tough game for Leicester County. They're going to have to They're going to have to try to control the speed of Clay County because they got a background named Sam Carr at Clay County who's real fast.
So he's fast, speed.
Yes,
So Clay County's got the advantage in speed.
yes. Betsy Lane is home, and that's a very winnable game. That's a first district game for Leicester County.
So Clay County, though, just for a moment, get back to Clay County. Does that present a challenge?
yes, it does.
It as big as North Laurel,
No, North Laurel will be a bigger challenge, I think, than Clay County.
but Clay County's a big challenge,
Indeed.
nevertheless.
They are a big challenge indeed, yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead,
sorry.
proceed, sir.
Betsy Lane, the first district game is October 11th, and that's a home game. And I like Leicester County to win that game.
You like Leslie County to win that
They
game?
should be peaking. They should really hit their stride.
Okay,
Then Shelby Valley, which is another winnable game. They should win that one too. They should be 2-0 district.
2-0 at district play at this point.
Yes. Then the Prestonsburg game. That's going to be the tall order for Leicester County.
So it's another challenge.
Yes, but they beat them there at Petersburg, I believe it was 2 years ago. So they can go to Petersburg and win that game, but they're going to have to play outstanding football.
Really,
win
it's
them.
winnable, but they'll have to be at the top of their game.
Yes, they are. I do. Yeah, I agree. And then the South Laurel game is the last game of the year. It's senior night for all seniors regular season. And that's a home game. It's November 1st at 7:30.
At 7:30.
So all games on the schedule, according to KHAA, 7:30 kickoffs, all of them.
All games, 7:30 kickoffs.
Subject to change, though.
Subject to change.
And I'll let Candy win that one, But they better watch out, though.
So you think?
Yeah.
So I'm just getting for your predictions. You're reading off the schedule here. North Laurel is a bigger challenge than South Laurel.
Agreed. Yes, by far.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Are they that much difference between those two Laurel County teams?
Yeah, North Laurel's got a lot of people coming back, and they got a good young coach and everything, and they're physical. And the coach of North Laurel, the coach of Harlan County, Tom Larkey, and the coach of North Laurel, Chris Larkey, that's Tom's boy, Chris.
Uh-huh.
So there's a lot of similarity. They'll be physical, just like Harlan County. They'll be physical. You're going to see a spitting image. If you see Harlan County play, you see North Laurel play, you'll see a spitting image of each other because of the Larkey men. They're coaching that team. They both are physical. They love to run the football. It's their first option in offense, run the ball.
It's just a trait that they have.
right.
That's what they do.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see how the season transpires, unfolds.
Yes.
Any big surprises on the schedule that you care to maybe predict?
The tricky game, I think, is Morgan County. And
How so?
Well, Morgan County's had a good last couple years in football. They really kind of rose to the occasion. Of course, they've had to overcome that tornado, that March 2nd storm was really devastated them in McGoffin County.
Yeah, unfortunately it was.
Destroyed
Yes.
the football stadium, but they have rebuilt, and I feel they're going to be inspired. And I know I get stuff like that unites people.
So you think Morgan County is like playing with a purpose?
Yes,
You expect possibly some good things from Morgan
I
County.
do. And they'll be inspired because
So
March 2nd
even
storm.
their potential at this point, you think they have the potential to be a lot better than they actually are on paper.
I do. Because when you play an inspired team, you're really up against it because they're inspired.
They're inspired and ready to go.
Yeah. But now another game is South Laurel game. They got a new coach at South Laurel. But by the time that they play Les County, they should be used to the new coach and the new system and everything.
Yes, sir.
That could potentially be a tough game for Les County.
Be a real tough game.
Yes, it would. And for those of you who are not familiar, there was one time Laurel County was just one high school.
They were united.
Yes, North and South were united. I believe in '92, split up to come North and South.
So in '92, the split came. They
Yes.
had North and South Laurel schools.
Yeah.
Until that, they were just one Laurel County.
Right.
What happened for the split?
I think the schools got populated, and I guess they had to kind of build on the high schools, because Laurel County is a pretty big county, I guess, population-wise.
It is.
And I think they probably, kind of alluded to those factors, I guess.
But right now, the momentum is certainly with North Laurel when it comes to football.
Yes. It's usually South that has the momentum in football and basketball, but this year I think North has got the potential to be a good team.
In basketball or
Well,
football?
no. Basketball's tricky. It's just trickier in North Laurel. I'm afraid to say basketball's too soon, but we'll get into that though eventually.
Yes, sir. As the fall rolls on, we'll certainly touch on that.
Les County is in a very tough region though, Keith. They're in the same in another district in the same region. There's Danville, Somerset, Middlesboro, Lexington Christian. Now, if Les County would, let's say they would get number 2 in the district,
Yes, sir.
and when they probably have to play a Lexington Christian maybe or Middlesboro. If they would get in that, just talking scenarios.
Just talking scenarios. What would be Leslie County's fate if that was to happen? If that were to
They
happen?
get a home game. They probably have to play either LCA or Middlesboro or Danville for that matter. I think over in that
Would all those teams be a pretty tall order?
yes, they would.
So Middlesboro, and we're talking about the Yellow Jackets.
Right,
They're that strong this year?
they're very strong. But the team to beat is Somerset, though, hands down, in my opinion.
So that's Somerset.
It's my team to pick.
Just out of curiosity, how about the Bell County Bobcats and Middlesboro Yellow Jackets? How do they compare?
Well, I don't know if they're going to play this year, but if they did, I think Middlesboro could give them a good game.
Really?
Yes, I do.
But in your opinion, Somerset, in this area, Somerset is the team to beat.
And not in this area. If we're talking that particular, region,
Region.
yes, they're the team to beat.
Are they the powerhouse of the region?
They are. They've made deep runs of playoffs the last few years, and they're a great tradition too, just like Lester County tradition, Bell County, Corbin. They've got a great tradition.
How about the Perry County teams? How are they doing this year?
I think Hansel will win their district. Their district is awful weak.
Hazard will?
Yeah, they should coast in that district. Now, Perry Central is going to be they're in a tough district with Harlan County, Electra Central, and Whitley County. It's going to be a tough situation. Plus, they're getting a new stadium this year too, though, behind the old East.
Oh, is that right? Is it going to rival that of Harlan?
I think it will.
Okay.
Except Jumbotron, they'll probably have just a regular scoreboard.
Nobody, they're not going to get a jumbotron.
No.
How would Perry County Central measure up to match up against Harlan?
Harlan
season.
County and Harlan Independent.
No, Harlan County.
They would have a hard time with their physicality.
So you think Harlan County would have a slight edge over the
Yes.
Commodores?
Yes. The game of football is won the line of scrimmage.
Yes,
That's
sir.
where it's won. And Harlan County's teams are big and they're physical. And they just like to pound the ball.
And
They'll
it works.
pass. They'll pass, but that's not their first option.
They have a lot of success rushing the ball.
Yes.
Well, if it works, right? If you're
Oh,
a
yeah.
big, strong physical team, even more so than your opponents, why not use it?
Yeah, but another team we'll talk about is Belfry. Of all the mountain teams, Belfry's the number one team, I think.
Even better than Somerset.
Yes.
Is Somerset considered a mountain team?
No, if you look at the mountain, you been to Pulaski County, Keith?
Yes, sir.
Do you see mountains much?
It kind of gets flat out through there.
I don't think you want to call them a mountain school.
No, I don't believe either. I agree.
But Belfry, and here's what I tell people about Belfry. People know what Belfry's going to do. They're going to run the ball. The opponents know what they're going to do. And if they can't stop them. So what do? You know what they're going to do, but you still can't stop them.
I certainly don't have the answer for that.
There's nothing you can do. But that's what people know what Belfry's going to do, though.
Well, and obviously, the people that if nobody in the region can stop Belfry, I don't know if you're saying that or not.
Yeah.
You'll have to beat them on offense because basically you're saying their defense is not going to do it. You know what they're going to do, and you can't stop them. You've got a bad breakdown on defense, right?
And
you'd have to beat them on offense.
That kind of deflates you, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
You know what they're going to do,
and if they're so big and powerful that they can just run over you, run it down your throat.
Yeah.
You know, how do you beat them? They may be really good at defense. What do you do? Throw over top of them?
You may have to. Now, another thing, they run the wishbone. You heard of the wishbone in football before?
I have. Why don't you explain that?
Well, it's like a wishbone. You ever seen a wishbone?
Yes, sir.
It's like a wishbone. And the quarterback's got many options with the wishbone. He can hand off to one of the 3 running backs. He can throw it to a tight end, or he can run it himself. The options are endless in the wishbone offense.
Are you a fan of the wishbone offense?
Yes, if it's done right.
If it's done correctly.
It's like the option.
And that's what Belfry does?
The
wishbone.
Wishbone. They'll throw it, though, but they run first, though.
They just got many options. You really don't know what they're going to do.
I know that makes the defense guess a lot.
Is their offense easy to read?
No.
Not at all.
No. When you got a wishbone, you got three options. Like I told you earlier, they can run it, they can throw it, they can pick any run back to the backfield, they can throw it to tight end, the quarterback can keep it, or
There's so many options. You don't know what's going to be coming at you next.
That's why. Now we said earlier that you know what they're going to do, but in some ways you don't know what they're going to do with that wishbone.
That's true. You know it's going to be a wishbone. They're going to run it most of the time. Yeah. You don't know who's going to run it.
Yeah.
They got so many options.
Yes, they do.
And Belfry, how far do you think they'll go this year?
They can make the finals.
Really? They're that good?
They're that good.
They'll
peak. They might struggle early, but they'll peak. They always peak.
Yes, sir.
And peaking is important.
Yeah, peaking is at the right time. Absolutely. Well, Ryan, we're coming up on here on 22 minutes. I think we'll sign off with this edition, and we'll be right back to do another installment. Thank you.